Wow. You want to see what it looks like? I'm the first. Tyler, thank you for that incredibly generous and warm introduction. I do remember first meeting you as a 1L. I thought your hair was really cool. You had this really long hair. I was very envious of it. But like all of our students, when interviews came around, he had to cut it off. And his brother is here somewhere in the audience. He arrived with this beautiful long hair 2 days ago, and then he cut it off. I'm not sure why he did that. And he said that his mom wasn't aware that she was going to do it. So I'm interested later to see Tyler's mom and hear what the reaction was to that. President Esteban, Dr. Robinson, Monsignor Sheeran, regents, members of the Law School Board of Visitors, faculty, administration, and staff, distinguished guests, friends and families, and members of the class of 2015. Fellow members of the class of 2015. See, they even gave me the little band, so I'm with you. This is without doubt the highest professional honor that I have ever received and that I know I will ever receive, and that is to address you today as part of your class, address this class, the class of 2015, my last class for whom I'll serve as dean. So I am tremendously honored, and my first thanks goes to you, the class of 2015. I also want to take this moment to thank Monsignor Robert Sheeran, former president of Seton Hall University, and I want to thank him for traveling from California to be here. 16 years ago, I was not the then provost's first choice to be dean. I didn't learn this till years later, but Monsignor Sheeran had confidence in me, and he stepped in and he appointed me to the deanship at Seton Hall Law School. It has been an amazing ride for me. I am forever grateful. Thank you, Monsignor Sheeran. I want to take a moment to, before I talk to the graduates, to congratulate all of the parents and loved ones who are sitting around this arena. This is, in some ways, an even bigger day for you, because you've watched these people since they were knee-high, their kindergarten graduation, high school graduation, all of those moments in their lives. And so I know you are bursting with pride. I have already seen so many of you just in the last 2 days crying, tears of joy. So, class of 2015, let's give it up for the loved ones here. Come on. I have been nervous about this address since Tyler told me that the class had selected me to give remarks. Could I do this great honor justice? I have been thinking long and hard what words of wisdom I might offer, how I might make this memorable. So I thought, you've sat through 25 of these, why not think back through the commencement addresses and think about what themes resonated and what themes I could bring forward to you today. But there was only one problem, surfaced immediately. I was having trouble remembering anything anyone said. Now, for those I sat through as a faculty member, there's an explanation. I wasn't listening. I was sitting in the back row there with the faculty, reading a good novel. See, this was pre-Kindle app and phone days. So what you do is you'd copy about 3 hours of reading from a good book, you'd trim it and you'd put it inside the program, and then you'd sit back there with the faculty. Is anybody doing that today? No, they're all taking their, no, there's some reading, but they're reading their apps. But for the last 15 years, I've sat up here in the front row, so reading was really out of the question. But that's a great seat. And what you find yourself doing is scanning the crowd, looking around, sort of your own personal Where's Waldo. But come on, I said to myself, come on, Hobbs, there's had to be many excellent speeches. Can't you remember one? And then I did remember one, but not because it was great, because it was awful. The grandnephew of Gandhi spoke to us, and he came to the podium, and he said that as a young man, he had gone to see Gandhi at his ashram, and he said, I'm searching for the meaning of life. And Gandhi thought about it for a while, and then he said to him, go clean the toilets. Go clean the toilets. So yes, Gandhi's grandnephew spoke to us for about 20 minutes in great detail about cleaning toilets. I kid you not, right, Charlie? Yes, we remember it well. So failing to remember a great Seton Hall Law School commencement address, even though there were many, I thought back to my own graduations. Perhaps there was one memorable one there, and there was again. It was given by Senator Fritz Hollings of South Carolina. I don't know how many of you remember Senator Hollings, but he had this fantastic, classic Southern drawl, really quite pleasant to the ear, but for somebody from New Jersey, as I was, absolutely incomprehensible. It was like listening to French when you don't speak French. Nettoyer la toilette. Nettoyer la toilette. Clean the toilets. So sitting there in the searing 90-degree heat of Carmichael Auditorium, I leaned forward to listen, intent on catching Senator Hollings' pearls of wisdom. But rather than inspire us to do great things with our law degrees, Senator Hollings chose instead to speak for 45 minutes about Social Security reform in great technical detail. We kept looking at each other. Is he serious? Clearly, he had left Washington either with the wrong speech, one that he had given on the floor of the House the week before, or he had no idea what we as law school graduates wanted to hear. But notice a pattern. I remember the awful speeches. So I turned to my colleagues on the faculty to see if they could remember any great commencement speeches. Of course, they would immediately answer, excellent. So I'd stand there and I'd wait, and then this look of confusion would come over their face, and then dejection. Not only couldn't they remember what was said at their graduations, most of them couldn't remember who said it. So I stand before you having conducted enough empirical research to know that if I do an adequate job, perhaps even an excellent job, a few months from now, it is likely you will not remember a single word I have said. But if I'm truly awful, there's a good chance you will remember this the rest of your life. So right now, I'm leaning toward bathrooms and Social Security reform. Wait a minute, though. This is the age of the internet. We Google things. So if you Google best commencement speeches, the first site that comes up is one that NPR created, and it reads the 300 best commencement speeches of all time. The 300 best of all time, and then it proceeds to list 316 of them. They date back to 1774, but most are more recent. The full address of each is available, and in some cases you can also watch a complete video. So if you find my words inadequate, or if, like some of the faculty in the back row, you're reading your Kindle app, or if you're mindlessly scanning faces in the crowd, you can go home tonight and read or watch one of the 300 best. But I warn you, there is not one law school commencement address among them. So I have that going for me. If you do go to this site, let me recommend 4. Jon Stewart's 2004 address at William & Mary, Ali G's address at Harvard, Conan O'Brien's 2011 address at Dartmouth, and Stephen Colbert's 2013 address at UVA. Not because they're full of wisdom, but because they are laugh-out-loud funny. But they are talk show hosts and comedians, armed with an army of writers. What about the great intellectuals of our society? Surely they must have brought gravitas. Well, if you do your research, as I did, you will find that as the intellectual and academic reputation of the speaker increases, the worse the speech gets, and longer. Fortunately for you, I am neither brilliant nor a noted academic. Unfortunately for you, I'm neither Stephen Colbert or Jon Stewart. I'm the dean, and just for a few more hours. But I'm free. So after all this, research, I couldn't decide whether I should urge you to save the world or save yourself. To offer you a modern version of Polonius' speech in Hamlet to his son Laertes, you know, neither borrower nor lender be, but above all else to thy own self be true? Or should I just read to you from Dr. Seuss, Oh, the Places You'll Go? I even watched bumper stickers and billboards. There's one that you see everywhere around Newark. You probably saw it driving in. It says, thinking about graduate school? Think Seton Hall. But you've already done that, so that's off the list. But there are some things that I want to say to you, even if there's a chance that you might not remember them, because I think they're worth saying. So bear with me. First, and most important, because you are a spectacularly talented class. I mean spectacular. You are the most talented class in the history of Seton Hall Law School. Come up with your own definition of success. Do not let others define success for you. Do not let others define success for you. 25 years ago, I walked away from a partnership to take half the pay to join the faculty of Seton Hall Law School. It has been a spectacular ride for me, including this moment right now. So do not let anyone define success for you. Second, and Carol Corbin Walker, one of our board members, said this yesterday, there is still, unfortunately, no substitute for hard work. Despite the many innovations we have today, magic bullets for everything from sexual dysfunction to hair loss, your success depends on hard work. Do not fear it. I've done it my whole life and I don't regret it. Third, and as important, find time for your family and friends. Find time for your family and friends. I tell you, not because I have been successful on that front, but because I have often failed on that front. I'm glad I have my family here today to share this with me. Fourth, in everything you do, be kind. Be kind, be kind, be kind. I have never seen anyone get ahead for very long by being mean or arrogant. But I have seen amazingly talented people held back for the single reason that they are monumental jerks. I even know one graduate, sadly, that after 10 years has still not been admitted to the bar because every time he appears before Character and Fitness, he once again demonstrates that he's a jerk. Thank people. 2 simple words, and you don't hear them often enough. You should be doing that all day, every day, but especially today. And thank the people who aren't expecting to be thanked. Before you leave that reception back at the law school today, go up to our security staff. Give them a big smile. Look them in the eye. Say thank you. Even better, shake their hands or hug them. The flip side of thank you, learn to say I'm sorry. It's remarkable today how difficult it is become for people to simply say I'm sorry. Sometimes you should say it even when you are not wrong, but especially when you are, and you're wrong much more often than you think you are. Take care of your soul. That's right, take care of your soul. Pray. I prayed this morning. Prayed that I wouldn't fall down during the speech. Even in the most difficult times, atheists pray, and they're always surprised that it works. Others have said this, take care of your body, right? You know the old thing, wear sunscreen, exercise. There's a lot of people in the audience will tell you that one's true. And the last two here are my own personal pet peeves. When communicating with others, always do it face to face when possible and work backward from there. You see this thing? I know for most it's a handheld computer. It's a thumb communication device. Right? It's something we take pictures with and listen to music. But it's really a remarkable little instrument. I'm going to show you. It's got this thing called a phone. And if you dial, hello?
Hi, Dad.
Allie,
Yes.
how you doing?
Good. How are you?
Good. You enjoying graduation?
It's nice. Yeah.
They look great and they're blue, don't they?
They look fantastic.
It's amazing, right? All right, I got to get back to this. I'm going to let you go, okay? I love you. Bye.
Me too.
See how much better that was than a text? See, your parents know that. They don't want text from you. They want a phone call. Your generation is far better than mine at following the rule, don't drink and drive. But in a study released just this week, 61% of drivers aged 16 to 65 admit to texting while driving. 27% use Facebook while driving. 14% use Twitter. 17% take selfies. Now that one I don't get. I mean, I can just say, like, I could stand up here now and say, I want a selfie with the graduating class, but I'm driving? I mean, and video chat. Another 10% use video chat. So put the phones away, all right? Put them in the glove compartment. And the other thing for me, and I hate this when I go out to restaurants, and you're all going to go out to these nice fancy places today, don't take it to the table, all right? You're there with your family. Put the phone away. Last, do not let anyone tell you that there is a limit to what you can accomplish with your Seton Hall degree. Now, I'm going to finish with a little story, and then I've got something for you. It's about a guy I've known since he was a little kid. He was never really sure what he wanted to be when he grew up. In college, he switched majors, came to Seton Hall. He switched colleges, came to Seton Hall, and like 90% of you and me, did not graduate in the top 10% of his class. It's okay. It worked out for me. After graduating, he took a low-paying job at a small firm, and he didn't really care for it, honestly. But he worked hard. He was nice to people. He said thank you. He never hesitated to apologize when he needed. He was at all times professional. He got noticed by opposing counsel. One eventually hired him. His hard work got noticed again, this time by the general counsel of Chubb. He hired him, and eventually he became vice president and associate general counsel there. Today, he is the deputy general counsel of Liberty Mutual and general counsel and senior vice president of Liberty Mutual Global Security. He handles matters ranging from the Malaysian airplane shot down over the Ukraine to the risks associated with climate change. He's a great dad, great husband, and I'm pretty sure he's met his definition of success. He's met a lot of people's definition of success. He graduated from Seton Hall Law School, and never for a minute did he think there was a limit to what he could achieve. I know his story so well because he's my brother Joe, and he's sitting right over there today. Congratulations, Joe. Now I have have no idea how I'm doing, but I hope this hasn't been awful. And for those of you who think it has been awful, I am rewarded with the fact that it will be memorable. Class of 2015, this is one of the great days in your life. I want this to be memorable, truly memorable, not because it's bad. In the hope of achieving that, I'm going to ask you to do something now. Under your seats, there is a large envelope. I want you to pull that out, but do not open it. Everybody got their envelope? Good, good. All right. Now, inside that envelope are 3 more envelopes, labeled 1, 2, and 3. Do not open them, but take them out now. All right. As I said, this is one of the happiest days in your life. It should be. So I thought back to other happy days in your life, and I thought maybe there was a way we could share that again, albeit asynchronously. Remember this? Your first Happy Meal. I got mine. I got the cheeseburger. See, they gave you apples, much healthier than when I was a kid. A little French fry. And what's the best part of a Happy Meal? The toy. So this is the wallop. All right, it even has a little motion, it wallops you. All right? So, open your first envelope. In there, you will find a gift certificate to McDonald's. I want you, this week, all right, now I know there's a McDonald's on 21 and there's one at Penn Station, but I hope you have something better planned for today. Okay? So sometime this week, I want you to go to McDonald's and I want you to get a Happy Meal on Dean Hobbs. And then, as you were told, you all have my cell phone number. So I want you to take a little selfie, and I want you to text me that picture of you enjoying your Happy Meal. And then I want you to take your toy, and I want you to take that toy to every office that you're in for the rest of your days, and I want you to put that on a shelf or on your desk. And when somebody comes in and says, "What the heck are you doing with a McDonald's Happy Meal toy?" you say, "Oh, the dean gave me that at graduation." They'll think I'm nuts, but we're going to have a happy moment together for a lot of days to come. Okay, now earlier I said work hard, right? Work hard, define your own success, right? And all the rewards of life will come your way. But just in case, open envelope number 2. In your hands, you hold a Mega Millions ticket. The drawing is tonight. It's currently $194 million. I sound like the New York guy. $194 million. I ask one thing. If you win, like 8 or 9 million my way, and 8 or 9 million into this fund for Seton Hall Law School, you will have the largest class gift in history. Trust me. Look at how jealous everybody is up here right now. You know, you got your Happy Meal, you got a lottery ticket. I didn't forget you. I didn't forget you. Reach under your seats. Go ahead. Reach under your seats. Now, oh, we missed one? I'm sorry. I'll have extras. They only get the Happy Meal and the lottery ticket. And the same rules apply for them in terms of taking care of me. All right, one more to go, and this is more serious. I got to find mine here. Bear with me. So, class of 2015, today marks the culmination of tremendous effort and striving on your part. Years of effort has gone into getting that degree. I got mine as an honorary one. I didn't put all the work you did in, all right? But you've worked. You've put thousands of hours in the library, studied for exams, or you have sacrificed. Many of you spent a fortune in order to get that law degree. Do not ever jeopardize that degree. Do not ever jeopardize that degree. You heard our board chairman, Patrick Dunnigan. It is the saddest thing when I open the Law Journal and I see that someone has done something which has sacrificed that degree which they have so incredibly hard working for. I don't want that. Just this week, I don't know if you saw the article, a judge was indicted for keeping her boyfriend in the house, so I guess there was a warrant out for him, and it wasn't really a serious charge. But she's going to lose everything. And every year in the Law Journal, there's somebody who dipped into their attorney trust account, even for just a week, to bridge something, and then they replace the money. You're disbarred. Or somebody has withheld important documents from opposing counsel. You're disbarred. Now, I hope those moments never happen to you. But open your third envelope. In that, you're going to find a 2015 quarter. 2015 quarter. It is spray painted red. It is symbolic. The 2015 marks the date of your graduation. The red marks danger. It marks a time when you're in some jeopardy or you have some dilemma that you don't know where to turn. You have my cell phone number. This quarter sits next to that Happy Meal toy. The Happy Meal toy is to remind you of the great day we've had together. This quarter is to remind you to call me. Call me and I will get you through that moment. Class of 2015, congratulations on your success. I love you.